Hey, welcome everyone. Hello, Elise. Is that right? Yeah, Elise is your daughter?
Yes.
Yeah. Uh, well, at least we got one in the audience, and
Yeah,
I'm sure more
fun.
will join us as we go on. Uh, I want to double check on something though. I want to make sure that our sound is okay before we get into any conversations here. And the output, okay, all right. And maybe Elise can give us a heads up or thumbs down if our audio is not adequate enough. Hey, welcome, Phil.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Phil is a fellow sculptor and does some really neat stuff. I have his little statue. I guess I should have had that over here with me before I started to reach. But this is one that I have on my shelf.
The first one.
Yeah, that was really awesome. That was fun to do. Um, to help you out with that casting of that, that was really cool. Hey,
Yeah, David taught me how to mold and cast, and that was the first one out of the batch.
hey, what's been cooking lately?
I've been doing some Kickstarters. I have one ending on Monday. I did a Cthulhu take on the Venus of Willendorf, and she's got tentacles for a face.
Yeah, a little bit to your right. Yeah, right there.
It's a
Cool.
little dark in here. Ah,
Hey there, that's better.
there you go. I have some pictures of her. I'll show you later. But that Kickstarter ends, I believe, on Monday. And try not to crash the world here.
Phil, Fidget Press says that you're coming across little quiet, so I'm gonna boost the audio. Let me see if I can get it to a sufficient. Okay.
Sounds louder on my end.
Yeah, I'm hearing you okay, but let's see if that's comes across.
All right.
Yeah, you can tell we're newbies at this whole live streaming thing. Um,
Yeah. I'm starting it up right now so I can see them. All right.
yeah. Um, and I can also put while we're talking here, I can always put whatever comments or questions you might anybody have right up on the screen too. So
Okay.
hey, how did you get into sculpting, Phil?
Um, I never really did it in college or high school, and I was in a comic book store one day, and I saw a magazine called Kit Builders, and it was the girl kit issue, and I started flipping through it, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. I didn't even know the garage kit scene existed.
Hmm.
And at that time, I believe it was 95. That was like the golden years of garage kits. They had tons of companies coming out left and right, and all the ads in there had all these monsters and girls and aliens and things that I'd never seen before. And at the time, I worked at a publishing house, and we did a book on um, was it? I believe it was strength training for women, and I was supposed to do the illustrations for the chapter openers. And after looking at that book, I got the idea to see if I could sculpt a girl and then take a picture, then add clay to it, take another picture, add more until I had a block. And then we reversed them on the chapters so it looked like she was sculpting her body
Oh
each
yeah,
chapter until
yeah.
she was done. And it was, they loved the idea, and it was moderately successful because I really hadn't sculpted much at the time. But that was the first, that was when I got into it. It was about 95.
Oh, cool. But you'd been illustrating and doing other bits of artwork up and before that, right? I mean, you were.
Oh yeah, I did book covers. I've done over 400 book covers, illustrations for lots of publications. That was my job there. There was a lot of sculpt a carburetor, or not sculpt, draw a carburetor kind of stuff.
Those kind of illustrations, yeah, where there's technical illustrations.
Yeah.
But
Once in a while, they would bring in a kid's book or something like that. I have some.
oh, cool.
I still have some of these. Actually, these I believe are still in print, but this was one I did for the publishing house. It was "You Can Be a National Champion," and it was just all kinds of silly contests and things that you could do to become a national champion. So I had to do
the little video, yeah.
little crazy spot illustrations. And there was a lot of things like that I was doing. But it was fun, so that gave me a taste of doing that sort of thing. And I started doing shows, and people would talk to me about illustrating their book. And I got to thinking, I know how to make a book. Why don't I make my own book? So that's when I made the coloring books.
Ah, cool, yeah.
And then I started going to shows, doing coloring books, selling my coloring books. And I noticed nobody was doing sculptures, so then I started doing that, putting those in there.
Yeah. And, yeah, the image froze up for just a second, but I think we're back on target.
I saw that.
Yeah. So now I mean, last year you probably went to, what, 2 or 3 shows for, like, Comic-Cons, and what was the schedule like?
I think we did 6.
6?
Yeah.
And you did this with Jacob Walker. So you were
Jacob
splitting a
and
booth.
Yeah, we teamed up, and he started a website called mythosmonsters.com. And so I was doing Cthulhu kind of sculptures, and he was doing Cthulhu art. And we just both went in on the booth, and we would just work together on it. And since we were not competing for each other, for each other's business, it just worked out for us.
Yeah.
He was selling 2D and I was selling 3D, and splitting the cost of hotels and booths and stuff really worked out.
Yeah, it can be quite pricey going to the shows and getting started in that whole field. It's like the first couple of years are like a real struggle to get things off the ground, because, well, the bigger shows are going to charge $1,500 to $2,000 for a 10 by 10 booth, and that's so you got to really bring it at that point to make it.
It's insane.
Yeah, but some of the smaller shows are quite reasonable. Like here in Indy, there's Indy PopCon, and there's what's the other one? The Indiana Comic Con. I always do really well at Indiana Comic Con.
Yeah, we did too.
Not so much at PopCon, but I don't know what the deal is there. I have no idea. It's just a lesser amount of people looking for our type of art, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea.
As I was walking around the last time, I thought PopCon seemed segregated. They would have like all of the art people over here, the D&D people over here, the monster people over here, and people just kind of stayed in their areas, what they wanted to see. And Indie Comic Con just had like an artist. They had a lot of artists. They had an artist area in some parts, but like they just had that one.
Yeah, we ran into a little bit of technical difficulties there. Yeah. The camera keeps freezing up a little bit. So what was that last bit?
I don't know.
Sorry.
Indie Comic Con seems to have a long row of artists, you know, and
Yeah.
PopCon seemed to have them in different spots.
Yeah. I kind of like the whole mix. And I like the aspect of having a corner booth no matter what where you're at in the convention. The big one right now that was scheduled but COVID knocked out like so many others was Gen Con.
Oh
And
yeah.
man, that's I mean that really hurt my income. But
Yeah, I know Jacob does really well on that too.
yeah, last year was phenomenal. It set a new record for me. And I was really expecting, to come into this year and like really knock it out of the park and have a new record set this year, but that's not what happened.
Yeah.
But I tell you one thing, I have sculpted more in the last 6 months than I've had in the last 2 or 3 years, simply because I've had time. And I've done all this live streaming stuff, where you get onto Twitch and you just record, and talk with folks as they come on about the sculptures, and it's quite fun.
Yeah.
Especially when they throw money at you, and that's that's better yet. Oh darn! This thing is freezing up.
I know, it keeps saying disconnected.
I don't know.
See.
Epicam
Let me see if I switch
has
it
some
to
real
water.
problems, I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's try that.
Yeah.
I
Have
hooked
you?
it up because I didn't want to run the battery out.
Well, if you got a full charge, it's probably going to be just fine.
Yeah.
What I was going to ask. So some samples. I know you did a wine bottle stopper. I really dig that thing. Don't know where it's at. Okay. Well, what you got some samples for us to see?
Yeah, I do. I don't know that I have a picture of that in there though. Okay, here we go. Audio and video. I gotta switch this. Share screen to this one.
And
Same thing.
yeah, give me a second. There we go. Oh, that's a Krampus, right?
No, that's
Oh,
Frank the Bunny from Donnie Darko.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's different. Yes. Okay.
It's like super deformed. He's got like a Alice in Wonderland watch. That was one of back when after I did that book with the sculpture in it, a friend of mine, Dave, we decided that we were going to start our own garage kit company. So we did a bunch of sculpts. Well, I did a bunch of sculpts, and he would cast them. And so I did that one. I did this. It's a mutation. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think only 4 pieces. Chamberlain from the Dark Crystal.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you. Yeah, Dave painted that. Um, these are the seed people.
Oh, cool.
It's one of those 80s monster movies that were just kind of trashy,
Oh,
but
yeah, yeah.
that one never got produced. We gave up before then. That one and this one.
Oh, I like that a lot.
That was way too many pieces.
Oh, yeah, I can see where that would be a nightmare trying to cast. But it could be done, man. It's just that it would, you'd have to saw it apart, of course.
Oh, it all comes apart. It's all pegged and everything.
Oh, cool.
It comes apart into four legs, the head, and then some of the tentacles come out, the wings come off, and the body comes off the base. One of my friends, I want to say model, I can't remember the name of his company right now, but he was going to produce it, and then his guy stopped working with him, so it's halfway cast or molded. He molded about half the parts, but not the big ones. So I thought maybe I'd put it up on Kickstarter at some point and see if somebody wants to buy them. And then if they do, I'll cast the rest of it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's supposed to be a kit.
Oh, that's cool looking, man.
Thank you. This was an award for the Bloomington Horror Show, Dark Carnival.
Uh-huh.
They gave those out. Those are my coloring books.
Oh, sea monkeys.
At some point, at this point in my career, I was doing shows, starting to do shows. Like this was a show called Toys Downtown, and they wanted some kind of artwork that had to do with toys. So I made that. This was for a show called Robots, I think. It was in the Harrison.
Oh, wow.
This was for the next year for Toys. This all comes apart too. As you can see, the axe in the hair up there, well, in her hairline. It comes apart to 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 parts.
That is well done, Phil.
Thank you. It's another one that once I showed it to people, they wanted it, but until Kickstarter became a thing, I didn't have a way to front, a couple $100 for silicone.
Yeah.
So,
what did you sculpt this one with?
All of this stuff was done in Super Sculpey. That clay, that oven baked clay you get at Michael's.
Yeah. Yeah, I recently started up another piece with Super Sculpey, and I've been dealing with epoxy sculpt for so long, I'd forgotten what Super Sculpey was all about, and man, I tell you what, that stuff, it's really good for detail. I really like it.
Yeah, I do too, and it's soft, and it stays soft if you put it down. You can leave it for a half an hour and come back.
Yeah, without fear of actually being rock hard by the time you come back.
I love Magic Sculpt. I used to use it a lot, but that was when I was doing more one-offs. So now that I'm casting things, I don't need to worry about that. So cheaper is better.
Right. Oh, that's cool. I think I've seen this one before, but that's really cool.
This was done for the Sun King Canvitational. They had a bunch of artists come in and make artwork based on beers. And so this is my Rheingold maidens that are guarding the Rheingeist beer.
Cool. Now, is this a cast or is this an original?
That is, I believe that's all Magic Sculpt.
So, and you just hand painted with
Yeah,
a nice bronzy look.
yeah. And that plaque down there is actually a rubber stamp.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I ordered a rubber stamp, and I was gonna order it in reverse and then make an impression of it and try to cast it, but at the time I didn't know how to do that, so I was like, just make me a stamp backwards, and I just glued it on there and painted it.
Awesome. It looks really good. It looks like an award.
Well, that was the plan. And all three of them come off there. They're all on pegs. So I could cast it, but the idea was to get the brewery to buy the sculptures.
Yeah.
So, the next year I made this, and they did buy it.
Oh, I remember seeing this. This is awesome. Tin Man. Ah, yeah. Tin Man beer. Yeah.
Yeah, they came up and found me at the thing, and they're like, "We love this. We're buying this."
That is
And,
absolutely awesome.
the beauty of it is the red beer can, you can pick up his body and pull the beer can out and replace it with another beer can.
Oh, cool.
So whatever they wanted to put in there.
Now, is this done with Magic Sculpt or with the?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. So,
And
for those in the audience who are not familiar with what the materials that we're using, um, Magic Sculpt is a two-part epoxy resin. So it comes in two separate containers. You mix it. You pick out equal chunks of it, roll it into a ball, and make sure that you got equal chunks. And then you mix those two chunks together, and then over time. About an hour and a half, it begins to solidify. You still have some working time period in there, and about the third hour, you can maybe tool it a little bit, but it's pretty solid at that point. So it's
sorry,
yeah.
I didn't realize what I was doing.
No, it was good to have a better close up of it. So yeah, so this stuff is it's sticky,
Yeah,
and it
especially with
can
some water on your hands.
it can be hard to work with at times. And I have known people who got didn't use gloves and got resin intolerance, and they get like a rash, when it breaks out on them. But overall, it's a really good product, and it produces a much more solid original than, say, the polymer clays like Super Sculpey. Super Sculpey is something that you have to bake in the oven. So you sculpt. You don't have to worry about it curing because you could come back another year and probably still be okay. And then when you're ready, you put it into the oven. You bake it for about 15-20 minutes at 275, and you got a solid piece at that point. There's all kinds of different ways you can sculpt. There's there's that, and then there's another real popular one is monster clay, which never cures, never bake or anything. It just doesn't ever cure, but it does firm up really solid, so that you can get a mold made out of the original. But have you ever sculpted with wax?
No, I asked you about it when I was at your house that time. I noticed you had one, the little pin,
Oh yeah, yeah,
you know, and I
yeah.
wanted to play with that some point.
Oh, anytime, man. I mean, it's been sitting over there collecting dust for a long time.
I do have something right here that I've been playing with. This is a nutcracker.
Hang on a second. Let me get you back up on the big screen here. Um, oh, I did the wrong thing. I'll get it, folks. Hang on. And where is that? That minus there, and then we add Phil. Oh, I didn't add myself.
Oh boy.
Give me a second here. And I got us backwards. There we go. Now we're ready. That was a bit of
Alright.
camera magic that everybody was going to remember for a long time.
Well, see, I made this out of monster clay,
Oh,
and
wow.
it's gonna be a nutcracker.
Hmm.
But I've been planning to talk to you about how to cast this because
Oh,
it's gonna
holy
be
smoke.
tricky.
Yeah, I don't
It
know.
all comes apart like everything I do, but still, it is monster clay, so I don't know.
Um, yeah, I'm not sure how we're gonna tackle that one. That one's hmm. It's well, no, okay, I got it. It's I'm making it more complicated in my mind than it needs to be. Um, but a simple two-part mold on that, where the seam is on the sides, will be all right.
Mhm.
Because what will happen is that silicone, when you make the mold, it'll just fill up half of that cavity and stop, and then you coat the coat that half down when it's cured with some Vaseline, and then you pour the second half, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I
But
still
the
got to do the arms, but and then figure out what I'm gonna do with the mouth, because yeah, I just don't know how that all is gonna work yet. But it's something I'm working on.
Yeah, that's cool looking.
Yeah, his tail is attached to the basket here,
Uh huh.
so that looks normal, but
I
getting there.
yeah, I did a piece recently with Munster clay, and it's less. I don't know. I don't know. It's less than I think. I think if I had a choice, I think I think Super Sculpey's got it beat. But there goes that.
Yeah.
There goes that sponsorship.
Well, I worry about this constantly. Am I gonna? I have hot hands.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Mine too. I would just be holding it, and for the most part, it stays pretty firm. But you can, just from the heat of your hands, melt that.
Hmm. I do like that it gets hard and then, uh, just heating up one of your tools, you can just like zoop, go right in there and melt an area, and that's nice.
Yeah, I have
But
this little torch that I can use on it too.
yeah,
It's a little welding torch. Hang on, this thing. Yeah. So you how do you do this? Yeah.
and you
But
can
you have to hold it way back because it goes fast.
yeah. Um. Oh yeah, you wanted to Let's see. Well, I got some other things I can show you over there. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, show us a way.
There's the idol.
All right, hang on a second. Let me get that up on screen. I need to take myself out of there. Okay, there we go. Cool. I love that. You did a great job on painting that too. The bronze and then the fake patina is awesome.
Thank you. That was the second Kickstarter I did. This was the first one. These hearts. That's also something you helped me cast. That was the other thing we did that day. All those hearts. And then I started making ornaments. Little baby Krampuses. This Kickstarter just ended. The sun catchers.
That did rather well, didn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
as I recall, you had a kind of a low bar to get past to get over the threshold for the goal, and then it just went wild after that.
Yeah, I only need like $500 to cover my initial silicone and resin, and from there, it can go as far as it can go, as long as I can get that first part taken care of.
Oh, I like that symbol up on top, and the way the door is designed is awesome looking.
That's Jacob's doing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, this was taken from one of Jacob's paintings.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. Let's see here. I've got it.
The design is awesome, but your execution of the sculpt is flawless.
Oh, thank you. Let's see here. There it is. All right. If I move this over here, can you see it?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Here, hold on.
I see a mouse.
This. Desktop. Oops.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now I remember seeing this.
Yeah. Well, he's got a different symbol up there, but
Yeah, he does
yeah,
have a
that's
different. Yeah, but that door design is awesome. And you cranked it up a little bit with all those rocks and cracks and everything.
yeah.
A lot of texture on Cthulhu there.
Yeah, I think it really shines when it's in a window. And then I sold various colors, and I think I sold 88 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was really surprised.
Jacob says the sculpt looks better than the painting. Great job, Phil.
Uh, and there's the Venus. So I'm putting her little red wash on it.
That looks cool. For those
and that-
that may have missed it, the Venus is like one of the oldest. I think it is the oldest, right? You help me out here.
I believe so.
The oldest sculpture. Yeah,
thing like that, yeah.
it's like 30,000 years ago or something like that. Maybe I got my facts wrong, but
You're in the ballpark.
but but the twist is that it has these tentacles on her head. This creature from way back.
Yeah, here she is.
Yeah.
That's the actual Venus of Willendorf. But it's really funny how I show this thing to people and they're like, I know that. I've seen that. You know, and because everybody's taught that in school, I think.
Yeah. At some point, yeah.
And that recognition makes people pick it up. And it's been really surprising to me. And they even recognize the name Venus of Willendorf. So,
cool.
Tapped into something there.
Yeah. And it's good to identify with, like to make that connection with the far past,
Yeah.
Well, I like this
Mandrake.
guy. What is this? Oh, Mandrake. Okay, yes.
Yeah. Those have been selling pretty good too because people. It's been on Sabrina, the TV show, Pan's Labyrinth, Harry Potter. There's a couple other, but people know immediately what it is when they walk past it.
Yeah, very cool.
And this is something I'm working on right now. If you know Chihuly, he's the guy that does the glass.
Yeah.
He did that huge thing in the center of the Children's Museum.
Uh-huh.
And so I want to make this in transparent pieces.
Wow, yeah. That would be cool.
This came from my friend John at Fidget Press. He was talking to me one day and he goes, "How do you pronounce that? Chahulu?" And I was like, "It's Cthulhu, but that's an idea. Chahuli Thulu?"
Chahuli Thulu.
So, and that it was born. So I've already got that parted out, and I got little stamps on the pegs to show where they go. So I had to make an instruction sheet.
Boy, I need to take some lessons from you on these peg things, man. That's awesome. You do such a clean job too when you sculpt. Look at that down the pore spouts are already there. Man, that's awesome. I could learn something here.
You're the one that showed me how to do it.
Yeah, but I'm lazy. I was like, oh, I'll figure it out. I'll stick a nail down there. Then I'll just cut the silicone.
Yeah, well, yeah. See, I'm trying to make it look. I'm trying to do it without seams, though, to make it.
Yeah, that's
transparent.
Yeah, that'll be tough because once those pegs are inside there, I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but
no.
It'll look even if the pegs show up, I mean, it's still going to look cool. Just to be that transparent resin stuff. So
well, see, I'm kind of counting on the pegs showing because, like, if I make the spines yellow and I make the body blue, then the pegs will show up green.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
add to it, yeah.
Yeah, and I was planning on doing whatever color I wanted whenever, and then mixing and matching them just to see what might look good.
Yeah, cool idea. I like the idea.
And see, I wrote on there the E6000 glue because you had me using that one.
Yeah, that dries clear, and is it good for a lot of different things, and super strong.
Yeah, because I don't think I can ship it put together. That's an accident waiting to happen. So that's going to happen soon.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, but it's kind of a failure.
This was the bobblehead Cthulhu, right?
Yeah,
So
it's a bobblehead, but I
it
have yet to find a spring that will work.
oh, but it kind of like just sets pivots on that tentacle.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
then
it just kind of, you can poke it and it'll rock around, but I went to the hardware store and I bought a dozen springs, different sizes, weights. I just haven't been able to find one that really works with it. Maybe someday.
And you did your rubber stamp trick again, right, for that one?
No, actually, I sculpted those.
Whoa, Phil, that's very, very good. You're very precise.
It's all right. Once you paint it, it looks good.
It was very convincing.
Well, what I did is I printed it out on paper and then I traced it with a pencil and then I cut it out with a knife.
Nice.
Just got a few more. Lucky Cthulhu, I just made those.
Oh, I like those, yeah.
An Elder Wand.
Oh, my goodness. That looks cool.
See that that head right there? That's the bottle topper that you liked.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So I got that coming up. Just a little bit of everything. And that's the workshop.
Very cool. Pressure tanks on the back there. All kinds of stuff. Boxes and boxes of smooth on.
There you go.
Wow. So, where do you want to see your sculpting go? I mean, what do you want to do next? Where would you like to see it go?
Oh, I don't know. I'd like to get some licensing.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about that some time ago. Because then you could just create and hand it off and let somebody else do it and send you money.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that would be the goal. That would be, there's only so many hours in the day and in so many projects you can take on, and so much price that you can actually charge for the replica. So there has to be a point where it gets handed off to somebody with more capabilities, a bigger company.
Yeah.
But
I see that with the coloring books. I can sell at conventions all day. Every time I take my books to the conventions, I sell out. But on Amazon, I'm selling to people in Europe.
Yeah. And they're not coming to the shows here. Well, not very often anyway. Occasionally, like at Gen Con, you see there's like a large international representation. I mean, I met people from France and New Zealand and Australia and Japan, but that's Gen Con. It's a different beastie altogether.
Yeah. And they tend to want digital sculptors too.
Yeah. I don't know if I've told you, but I've been making some attempts at ZBrush, and it's got a little bit of a learning curve to it, but
it does. I think I had to watch 6 videos before I could make a circle.
Oh, I've watched so many videos, it's ridiculous. But I tell you though, that ZBrush is the most organic feeling program that I've run across.
Yeah.
Some of the more hard modelers like Blender and Modo and Maya, all of those have. I don't know. I can't really speak about Maya very much, but the rest of them are like hard modelers where you're pulling and stretching polygon. Um, you're very conscious of the polygon structure of whatever
Right.
you're sculpting. And this ZBrush with this Dynamesh thing that they've introduced, wow, that is something because you're just right on the surface of the clay, which they're calling clay. You can just sculpt whatever you want to sculpt. It's just fantastic. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really, the last time I toyed around with 3D modeling was 12 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And technology has a way of really, really advancing in 12
Oh
years.
yeah.
And I was really, really pleased with how it's going.
I can definitely see the pluses in it. If your client says, "Well, the head's a little too small," you open the thing, yoink, save it, you're done.
Oh yeah, and you
You
can
know?
multiple things. Well, what I got it for is what I want to head for anyway is doing jewelry, and because even though I've got prescription glasses, I cannot see what I used to see and control the hands in the way I used to control the hands.
Yeah.
So doing it digitally has a real appeal to me. Hey, Jared says, I would like a giant statue. Here, I'll put it up on the screen here.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, I'd like a giant statue in the front of my house, one to scare away trouble.
How much money do you have, Jared? That's my daughter's boyfriend.
Ah, yeah. Uh, have you ever done anything out for like the front yard or for like out of concrete or anything? I've kept wanting to do it, but I just haven't done it yet.
I have several books on it, and I actually bought the concrete and the steel wool and all that, but no, I haven't. Um, I do periodically work for Expo Designs, and I make parade floats and sculptures of pretty good size.
Yeah, you know what? You were the one that got me onto that sculpting of styrofoam, and I'd
Mm-hmm.
always thought about it, and I made it several attempts, but I didn't know how to get to carve away the shape. And that little what do you call those things that horse brush
Curry comb.
curry comb? Yes, that thing worked marvelously, and it just so happened that at the same time that you told me about that. I had that commission for the escape room downtown, which sadly
Oh yeah.
never got to open up. But anyway, that was all so fun to just sculpt away and get the shape out of the styrofoam, and then to put on. I used Magic Sculpt to go over the top, and that
Yeah.
worked out rather well. But what you're doing there at that for the parades and stuff, they spray it with resin of some sort, don't they?
Yeah, it's two part, probably epoxy. Two part. It's in this huge machine, and it comes through these huge tubes, and they just spray it on, and it hardens real quick. And it gets really hot.
Hmm.
Surprisingly, it doesn't melt the foam, but once that's cured, it is really heavy duty.
Yeah, a rock
And
hard shell.
yeah, we actually have to sand it with 300 grit and 150 grit just to get it all smooth.
Wow. But it holds detail pretty well. I mean, the
Uh,
things from what I saw, it looked like it held the detail pretty well.
well, it depends on how thick you make it.
Yeah.
So, just like spray paint, the more you spray on there, more detail you're going to lose.
And I'm guessing that's the way, like, big displays, like Big Boy, or that's the only thing that's coming to my mind right now.
Yeah,
Sculptures like that, like Disney does all those sculptures of Pluto and Mickey and everything else, super sized,
sure.
and then I guess they spray it down with that stuff, and then presto, instant changeo, you got a really cool.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me put that up on the screen here. I'll take myself down and I'll put this one up. Plus Phil. Oh, the snowman. Man, that looks good.
Yeah, I made that for a Christmas parade last year, and he's about 8 feet tall.
Wow. Phil, that looks really good.
Thank you. These were for the same parade. That's all styrofoam. This was for the Marion County Fair. It goes above the wine pavilion, or the wine, what do they call it? Wine garden? Something like that.
Yeah.
And see, that's how I made them. I made these big cylinders and then carved all the boards in there. And then once Gabe painted it, they look pretty darn good.
Damn, yeah, they really look really great.
And those weren't even hard coated. Those are just painted styrofoam.
Really?
Yeah.
Flip that back up here. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, you can see all the holes.
Well, that seems like it adds character to it. It's just great. Yeah.
For that, yeah. But we didn't hard coat much at all unless it was something we were going to use over and over or sell to somebody. I know you talked about a giant snake that you were making for somebody.
Yeah, boy, I'm glad I didn't take the commission. But that was for a cover band for Kiss, and
Yeah.
I was gonna do Sam the whatever it is, Sam the Snake or Sam the Serpent, and it turned out that it was probably a good thing that both of us. I mean, I could have used the money, but he wouldn't have had any place to go.
Yeah.
So sad, but true. That happened February, I think. But they gave me a price that was well reasonable, and I was going to, sculpt a thing out of the styrofoam and go from there.
Yeah.
Have them coat it.
I was disappointed you didn't do it because I thought it would have been cool.
Yeah, it's just that, and it probably wouldn't have been all that hard to do. It's just that he wanted it to look really hokey and, crude, like the original was. And then he wanted it by a certain timeline, and I was having shows at that point, and I wasn't sure that I could actually get it to him in the time that he wanted it.
Yeah.
But then right after that, everything closed down. So.
Yeah.
Just the way it goes sometimes.
So that's what I've been doing.
So you're working part-time at the float place, and then you're doing the art the other part of the time.
Yeah, doing the
Layout.
Kickstarters. I've been
Kickstarters.
doing that because there's no conventions.
Yeah. Well, really, I mean, you guys should really consider doing the online stuff. The online video, like Twitch. Twitch is really fun to do. And like I say, it's like over there is a tip jar, and they try to fill up the tip jar with whatever goal you have. And it's a different ball game. It's just really fun.
Yeah, I just found out about that because I'm old.
It just, I will say that it's a little bit more disconcerting to try to do sculptures while somebody's watching you for every step of the way. But it is
Yeah, it's a
fun.
slow process.
It is a very slow process. And then what my son tells me, he says, "Don't you keep telling people that they should be bored." Like uh, I'll make a comment like, "Wow, this is like watching paint dry," but because I'm going slow. But it's been a lot of fun. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can get this project over here. We'll put this one up on the screen. And let's see. Yeah, here we go.
It's the Red Skull.
Well, right now it's the Red Skull, but I just saving the head for last. He's just stuck on there. This is those true form armatures, and they come with little styrofoam skulls, but then the rest of it has been coming along. Let's see if we can get close up. This is done with Super Sculpey.
Yeah. What is it?
Well,
He's pretty tore up.
yeah, right now he just poor demon elf.
Ah, okay.
So he's
That's awesome.
yeah, he's just a poor demon elf, and he didn't have access to good clothing.
It burned up in the fires of hell.
So that's what I'm working on over there, and then I'm also working. I'm gonna do that. I think I told you about the wyvern wrapping around the castle. That's coming up next too. I got so many projects I can't keep up with them. And I don't know if anybody ever tells you, like ask you like, how do you come up with ideas? But to me, what happens is that once you start, then other ideas just keep popping into your head as you're working.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it's because you've had a lot of different projects, and as you're working along, I'm sure it's just like light bulb goes off, and then hey, let's go down that path.
I know, that's how it is. I got more than I can ever do, probably. But I'm on Facebook, and then people are like, "Oh, I'm having art block. I can't figure out what to draw."
Yeah.
Like, really?
Just start sketching. And I don't know about you, but let me ask you the question. Do you have problems getting motivated to do art? Or I don't either. I've never had a problem with motivation. Maybe the opposite is true. I have a problem stopping.
I can't sit and watch a movie. I have to be doing something.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen that. I'm just like.
Yeah. For me, watching TV or anything like that, I'll have to play a video game on my phone while I'm watching TV. I don't know. There's something, and then I keep thinking, boy, I can't wait to start tomorrow and get back to work. So it's a little different. I don't know. I think we make our own purposes, our own destiny, so to speak. And once you start going down that path, it's I don't know, just happens. Art just happens.
I think it's a lot like that. Like we were talking the other day, all the people that are just going crazy being home because of COVID.
Yeah.
And you and I are like, what? This is how we live.
Yeah, nothing's changed. Well, the only thing that's changed is I don't have to go out as much as I did, which is a thing that I wanted to keep in, you know.
I know. My friends are like, "Isn't this driving you nuts?" And I'm like, "Dude, I finally got some time."
Yeah, it's like I don't sit around and go, man, if I don't get out to the beach, I'm gonna die, you know. Things like that kind of conversation never happens in my mind.
The beach makes you no money, David.
No.
It loses it.
In fact, in some ways, this whole thing is like a game, you know, to play for me. It's reality, but it's a game. You know, it's like how do I do what I love to do and make money at it at the same time? It's just a game that I like to play, and I like to play it a lot.
That's why I like Kickstarter. It's you know, I'm gonna make this and we'll see how good it does.
Yeah.
You know, and each time it's exciting each time. You know, just to watch it grow or not grow.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just but you're bringing a level of expertise to your skill level at sculpting is really high, and once you bring that level and you make something that you've personally enjoyed to make, then people respond to that, and it's clear that you definitely have the gift. You know, you definitely got the skill levels. You put in the time, and you've got the skill level, and you've got the passion. So yeah, Kickstarters should work.
Yeah, I can't wait till you do one because you're gonna be hooked.
Well,
It's like,
I mean, I've been watching you, and I've been thinking about it for quite a bit, and then I thought I did this because I like doing Cthulhu things too.
ah, yes.
And this one kind of got out of hand a little bit, but
Just a little bit.
you remember though,
Awesome.
there used to be back in the day, there was a fad where people would take this clay-like substance and put it all over a jar, and then they would shove stuff into it, you know, like little knickknacks and things, and then they would end up with this little jar that looked all decorated. And that's what this reminded me of. It was like I got a little carried away, but I kept on going. I was like, oh, stick that there and stick that there. But I kind of like it.
But you know, once it's all one color, it is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's I can't wait to get it painted. But I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have to mold it first. So I've got some silicone coming, and I'll cast it, and then I'll put it up on Kickstarter once I have it painted, and then hopefully reclaim the money I'm spending on some silicone and resin.
The one advice I have for you is remember, whatever you sell, you have to make.
Yeah. Did you limit the number of things like that Cthulhu piece, the sun catcher? Did you limit it? So
No, and I ended up making 3 molds by the time it was over.
what would have happened if you'd done like a what if it
I'm saying.
what if it had gone viral and you ended up with 50,000 pieces to do?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that wouldn't be a bad problem, but it would be a definite problem.
It would be a problem. This Venus one, I limited the ones on a stand at 50.
Yeah.
Or no, 40.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah.
Because I've cut them all out of poplar. I've got to drill press them. I had to buy acrylic rods. I'm going to have to drill a hole in Venus. I'm going to have to stain the wood, you know, and I don't want them to all wait forever.
Yeah. Now, is that Kickstarter over, or is it just finishing
Monday.
up? Huh?
Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
But you've already passed your goal, right? And it's
Oh, I
secured.
passed my goal in almost 12 hours, I think.
Oh my.
Because my goal, I make my goal $500.
Yeah.
Because $500 will buy 200 for silicone and 100 for resin and 100 for incidentals, maybe 2 gallons of resin. But 500 will cover me to make, 30 or 40 of them.
So if people are searching for this, how do they find you? They go to Kickstarter, and what's the address?
Venus, type in Venus of Venus of Relay. I should have named it something better.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. Um, and now it gets quiet while Phil and Dave.
Yeah, see, I didn't think about that until just now. I have to tell them to search for it. So let's see here. How do I do this?
The Heart of Cthulhu pieces come up, and I'm still looking. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay, cool. I just went to look up Venus, and it popped up. So let me see if I can.
Okay.
I'll copy out the address and put it into the chat.
Jacob's got it.
There we go.
All right. Yeah, it's got just a couple days, and very few people have actually bought just the statue. They want the base too.
Yeah. 71 hours to go. So, folks, if you need to get a piece of art, then go there.
Yeah, and if you go to mythosmonsters.com, Jacob and I have a lot of the older pieces, the older Kickstarters and stuff on there. The idols and the pendants and the heart, things like that. And Jacob's paintings, of course.
Yeah, I'm going there just to put. Oh, there. Yeah, the sun catcher's right up there, and with the painting too. Well, that's awesome. So let me copy that out. I'll put that in the chat too. And then I'll throw those up onto the video so that people have a reference in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And let's throw up the other one. There we go.
I'm surprised the phone hasn't cut out when it's on the Wi-Fi. It only cuts out when it's on USB.
I don't know. There's something different with that Epicam, and the connection is not necessarily Wi-Fi. It's NDI, which I'm not sure what that stands for, but it's different. So yeah, I don't know, but it's a good picture. We've had a good show.
I was looking for my webcam. I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Of course. But I found this.
Oh my gosh.
And look,
okay.
It's disc 4, so I had a bunch of them.
Oh my gosh. Okay, folks. This is how 200 megabytes. Or wait, no, that's 88 megabytes.
88.
Oh, that's even further back. That's what 88 megabytes looked like back in the day. This is called.
Actually, there's actually like a hard drive in there.
Yeah, it's a complete hard drive that's portable, and you would slide this into the SideQuest machine, and it would read it like a floppy. Only it's 88 megabytes.
This is like a computer 8-track.
Yeah, that's yeah,
Shut up, Phil. You're old.
yeah, scuzzy and everything.
I was like, I still have this.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that well, that's probably mid '90s there, Jacob. That was way back. That before that was a what do they call those things? It was a little bitty drive that had, or maybe that was afterwards. Yeah, that was afterwards. It looked like a floppy, like a 3.5-inch floppy. Yeah,
The zip discs.
zip disk. Yeah, that was later, but this was
Yeah.
a forerunner of the zip disk. Along with, I mean, this was just how computing was done, and there was no internet. Yeah, zip disk. Oh my god, what are you keeping those things for? Can you even read them?
I don't have anything that will read it. I don't know.
I'm looking at my computer, and there's no longer any DVD drive or CD drive or floppy or anything. It's just all done over the net now. What a difference! Yeah,
I know.
complete
I
and
bought my dad
remarkable
one of
difference.
those Mac Minis. It's a computer about this big, and there's nothing, no drive, nothing. It's all Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I was counting up how many computers I'd had over the course of years, and I think it's somewhere around 23, maybe 24 max. I've there's a little bit of fuzziness in there, but it's around that figure, and I think, man, if I only had that money back. It was good. It was good while it lasted.
Yeah, those SideQuest discs were like $100.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there was a time when the very first external hard drive that I had was an 80 megabyte hard drive, and that thing was almost $1,500. 80 megabyte. And at the time, I remember having the discussion like, I don't see how we're ever going to fill that up.
And now we got these. These are like, 8 gig.
Yeah.
On this one.
Yeah, I know. Oh, mercy. Well, hey, Phil, we've been on for an hour and 15 minutes.
Yep.
So, is there anything you'd want to promote or wrap up with?
No, just I have Patreon and Instagram, and the Kickstarters are ongoing. And if you go to the Kickstarter, you can click on follow, and it will let you know when I put something new up, and you can decide if you want to back that.
Cool. Yeah.
The Patreon page is where I test out a lot of things. I show what I'm working on, and although the last 2 months, it's been pretty quiet. My dad's been in the hospital. But the things that I make on Patreon will go to Kickstarter. So you get a little preview of what's coming up that way.
I'm looking up your Patreon right now. I'll try to put it on the screen here.
Okay. And at the end of the month, at the end of each month, I have a drawing. If you go to the $2 pledge or more, I do a drawing, and you get one of the pieces that I've done. Somebody wins it. Actually, yesterday was the last day.
Oh, for the drawing. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
Oh, yeah, you got to get in there and do it now. But yeah, that's Patreon is really interesting. I have got on, I think in February. My son set it up for me, and it's been interesting. I need to do more with engaging the people that are coming on as patrons, and giving them a little bit more bonus. But I set up a Dragon of the Month club so that they could
Yeah.
go off and order, get a dragon every month shipped to them. No shipping. No shipping
Yeah,
cost anyway.
I don't want to say it's a chore, but it's it's an obligation.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
to keep everything up. Give people some content, and sometimes it's tough.
Yeah. But very, very important if right now we don't have the shows, and so it's very important for folks to understand that to keep artists around, and keep them busy, and keep them in business. Things like Kickstarter and Amazon's affiliate program or the selling programs, and websites where it's a little different from picking up a piece and saying, "Hey, I want this." You have to go through and pay with PayPal and all that stuff. But it's very, very essential that folks do that, and that keeps us going, keeps us creating. And it's tough because a lot of people have lost their jobs too, and it's not easy. But for those who are still have their jobs and still secure, we appreciate your business and want to see more of it, and we want to deliver more to you, more content and more quality,
Sure.
and everything else. So hey, I don't know. I can't think of anything else to add to that. So you want to wrap it up there?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
This is fun. Although we just ramble on.
Well, yeah, I was just rambling on. I mean, it's an insight into how artists think and go about their business and promote and help promote one another, and keeping us strong during this time period. So or in any time period really. But thanks for joining us, and you got all the links there. So visit visit mythosmonsters.com. There's lots of good stuff there. Visit the Patreon. And you got until Monday to get in with that Kickstarter too. So
Yep.
there you go.
And if you don't, the next one's coming.
Yeah.
At least get on there and hit follow.
Yes, that's it. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe here to my channel too. That would appreciate that on the YouTube. And thanks for joining us, and we'll sign off now.